Hello, this is Jebro again, and with another build for you today. Something that I played earlier in the week, but also that a lot of people are playing at the moment, more notably probably than myself, is going to be Rom, of course, from Orange Logo. Now, he's been... I borrowed, I took some stuff from his build because obviously it was felt better than mine and made some obvious choices, and maybe kept a tiny few things of myself. But I'm going to explain for you this today. I'm going to put his Twitch channel in the link below, so you definitely want to go and watch his stuff and go and follow him as well and subscribe and whatnot, because obviously he's a very top end, high competitive player, one of the best in the game in the EU for sure. So you have to go and check out his channel. That's just a little bit of a sell for him really, because this build is pretty nice. I mean, it's some obvious changes. The Minstrel's Amulet got taken away from PvP. It felt like it was too strong, it was too tanky, and now Druids have gone towards the Celestial Amulet if they want to go for more of a 1v1 orientated fight, and as well on the map, as well as obviously still very, very strong in team fights as well. Now, there's a lot about this build, but might stacking is very, very fast between the pet and obviously yourself, coming from mainly the we heal as one as well. So you copy your boons to each other, so you're able to stack might pretty damn quickly, especially through this build, which I'll explain momentarily. Now we do have the Greatsword and the Staff, of course, and we do have, of course, with the Druid, the Celestial Avatar. And Celestial Avatar is very good for healing. It's good for condition removal, because on second skill we get Seed of Life, so you're able to remove some conditions as well. On the third skill we have Lunar Impact, so you call down a massive lunar beam to heal allies and daze foes. Now the daze is going to be very important for something else which comes up in this build, which I'll discuss in a bit. Then we've got Rejuvenating Tides, of course, which rapidly heals everyone. It's got 2-quarter cast time as well, 8-second cooldown, which isn't too bad. And then we've got Natural Convergence, so channel your celestial powers pulsing cripple and slow. Once the channel ends, any foes still within the radius will be trapped by a black hole, immobilizing them, which is very, very effective as well. So there's some CC and control, as well as a lot of healing for yourself and your allies, as well as some condi removal for going into this celestial form, of course, which I'll show you in a moment when we go through the traits and whatnot. So we've got energy, obviously, and we've got the sigil of leeching as well to grab us a little bit of health and also do some extra damage because you're stealing it. And then I've got sigil of intelligence. Now this is something I'm still not 100% sure of, because you get 100% crit. You'll see why again I've used that in the traits. And then we've got energy again, just to get us back some more endurance. These sigils, I'm not convinced massively that they're the best ones at the moment, but I think this is great for the Greatsword set. Maybe Hydromancy or something would be good around here. Then we've got the Superior Rune of Aristocracy, so this gives us extra condi damage. Now condi damage is coming from Glyph of Alignment. We've also got the 4th skill on the staff as well. We have got condis, and there's a lot of bleed coming from one of our pets as well. This pet is also bleeding as well, which is also very, very beneficial. And you can see there he is getting some might as well. So, really, I don't know, I'm enjoying the new pets as well. These are the pets from the expansion as well, just to make sure you're aware of that. There's extra. Now the main real boon that you're getting that you want to keep up is might. So Aristocracy makes sense in terms of gaining the extra might duration. But also when you heal, when you use this heal here, which is a shout, which is the we heal as one, you can see it there. You gain a copy of the other's boons. So which is the other being your pet, of course. So when you heal on the 6th set piece there, you can see you gain 3 stacks of might. So you're going to gain the might stacks, and you're going to be able to copy them at the same time. So that's pretty good. So you're going to be able to get an extra load of might just by healing, and then you'll get, by the end of the heal, you'll actually get tons of might back from your pet. So makes sense, right? Celestial Amulet again, all the stats, all the things. So let's go through the build and talk about it. Actually, we'll talk about the pets very quickly as well. Now, this is a juvenile smoke scale, of course. You can see there, you got the might there, as well as also the bleeding and also the knockdown. That will come into effect in a minute as well, which I'll explain. And then we've got the cloud of smoke there as well. So we've got combo field smoke, which is pretty nice. You can actually grab yourself a little bit of stealth there, which is actually pretty nice. And then we've got the other pet, which we'll go through, which is the juvenile bristleback. Now he's going to be doing a lot of bleeding here as well. This spine attack is really, really strong. You can see the damage there as well. And when he's got might, it's a lot of burst damage, and we'll show that off in a minute as well. Then he's got his bleeds, of course, and his bleeds there as well. So really, really nice abilities coming out from the pets. These pets are quite strong for the Druid, and with Heart of Thorns, you can see just there looking pretty good himself as well. So let's go into the build itself. It could be a little bit few changes here and there, really, for what you want to use it. But we're going for Beast Mastery, Nature Magic, and also for Druid. And we're going to go through, first of all, Beast Mastery. Pack Alpha, so your pet is more powerful and the skills gain recharge reduction, which is going to be nice, obviously, in terms, if you're using your pets in such a strong way, you want to be going to Beast Mastery, really. It makes the most sense. Pack Alpha is very good, of course. If cooldowns are decreased, you're going to get more bleeds, more damage, more spike barrage, of course, and they're knocked down from the other pet as well. Companion's Might, your critical hits grant might to your pet. Critical strikes from your pet's basic attack cause bleeding. So, of course, that's where we're getting a lot of our bleeds from for the Condi damage that we're bringing out. And we're also gaining might off our critical hits, not their criticals. So that's very strong in terms of, when I said about putting the Sigil of Intelligence on my staff, when I swap to my staff, I'm going to be doing some critical hits. The first 3 attacks with that Sigil, of course, are going to give me that critical strike. So we're going to gain even more might stacking, potentially, hopefully, I've tested it a bit here and there. Whether or not that I'm going to stick with that is another thing. Whether or not I need to have that extra might is another thing as well. But at least I can do some extra crit damage. Get some extra crit, change that wording. Loud Whistle. So whistle while your health is above the threshold, your pet deals more damage. Your pet swap gains recharge reduction, which is going to be obviously very important. We'll see again as well in a bit. Two-handed training. So at the moment, while you have Greatsword, you're able to grab that Fury for the extra 20% crit chance. And also the skills are recharged quicker as well. And they have that Fury, which is what I talked about there. 20% recharge reduction. Pretty nice. If you're not using that, then a Wilting Strike is going to probably be better. So your pet inflicts weakness on their targets when executing a command. So the other option is to go for, Sword Torch as well at the moment, because you've got a fire field and it's going to be even easier to stack might. Fire field with burning, of course, on down bodies is very, very strong. So, extra cleave and whatnot. So again, depending on what you're using, you can use your brain on this bit, I mean, you could even go for natural healing if you really want to. But, I think it's between these 2 traits here. So Pets Prowess, pets move faster and deal more damage on critical hits. Always nice to have that extra damage. This line is empowering your pets. It makes sense. And then we've got Beastly Warden, or we've got Zephyr's Speed here as well. So you and your pet gain might and quickness when you swap pets. So this synergizes quite well. So because your pets are getting faster, you can change them over quicker. You can get the might there as well, and actually getting some nice quickness, and you're getting more availability to that. You've got 15-second cooldown on that as well. And it's pretty nice, so it's giving you, look at free might stacks extra every 15 seconds. If you're changing your pet every 15 seconds, that is, of course, as well. Remember, that's only in combat when you're gaining might. So that's the thing to remember there. Nature Magic. So, first of all, going over to Rejuvenation. So you gain regeneration when you receive damage while your health is below the health threshold. It's pretty much a given, 1.2k heal there. Then we're going for Allies Aid, the Search and Rescue. So your pet will seek out and revive a downed ally, but when you begin reviving an ally, you use Search and Rescue on them, and you increase the revive speed by 10%, which is very, very strong, obviously, for your team. There's a possibility that you could go for the quickness here, but you're already getting that elsewhere anyway. I mean, when you're in the avatar form, that might be something which is quite useful, but this rezzing utility in team fights coordinating team fights as well is very strong. Then we've got Fortified Bond. So any boon you get is shared with your pet. Obviously, with might stacking, this is very, very good. It's just one of those little things. Evasive Purity. So I've gone for Evasive Fury here. So dodging removes blindness, cripple, and poison from you. So dodging, obviously, we want to remove the blind because we want to be doing all the damage we can if they've blinded us. Because a lot of the time as well, if blind can be a defensive skill, to make sure that you're not able to get your damage off. So if you dodge roll and you're going to be able to get that and you've got no con remove, then that's going to be very, very useful for you, as well as the removing that poison and cripple. You could go for vigorous training, so pets grant vigor to nearby allies when you swap pets are still very useful, and also we do have the regeneration there as well, but that's what I've gone for now in this build. Boons apply to you and your pets last longer. So that's pretty good, you know, extra duration on our might is going to be very useful, as well as our fury and whatnot we're getting. And then the protection that comes out from protective ward. So when you receive damage, nearby foes are weakened and you gain protection. Pretty nice as well. There's a lot of synergy in this build. It works really nicely. That's not really an option. And obviously, you know, invigorating bond. Yeah, could do. It's quite a big heal. But really, this extra protection is very strong at the moment because we've got so many bursty classes in the game as well. In the meta, or in the meta that's forming, because you know this could all change again. And then finally, we've got Druid. So let's go over these basic skills as well. So Celestial Avatar, we obviously gain Celestial Avatar. That's very, very useful. Then we gain, obviously, different glyphs come up as well in your utilities. That does switch over, which we'll talk about in a moment. Then we'll go to Primal Echo. So reduces recharge of star skills and daze nearby foes when you swap to staff. We're going to talk about why that's useful again another days when we go over to that. When you heal an ally, you are also healed. That's just an adept, so that's great. You can use that. So that's helping your sustain even more. Then we have Verdant Etching. So reduces recharge on glyphs. Activating a glyph plants a seed. And if you can see up there, summoning a seed that heals and cleanses nearby allies of conditions when it hits. Pardon me. Also, you get... Ta-da! What else do you get? You get a blind, and you also get a light field. So that's really, really beneficial as well. Blind's obviously very, very good for your survival. So, you know, more often than not, you're using that to make sure that you're not going to be... you're going to be able to sustain yourself. You remove the conditions. If you can blind them, then you're further increasing your survivability, of course. And, you know, the fact that maybe... they won't be able to survive because they're not able to kill you. So that's pretty good. You know, that's quite a powerful trait to have. Other possibilities. Yeah, I mean, you could go for that. Super speed and stealth. Again, you know, that could be for team survival in terms of, you know, a really survivable build. But this feels like it's very, very strong. The conditions removal is very, very good because you haven't got a massive amount in this build. So it really feels like that's pretty good, especially with the two glyphs we've got there. Natural Mender, so increase outgoing healing whenever you heal another ally. You know, extra healing is always good for sustainability. And we did have Lingering Light. Now, this was on a really, really low cooldown. It's now been increased to 12. I think, pretty sure it was like 3 seconds or 4 seconds or something, which was really, really strong. It's really powerful. You know, putting out so much blinding that many times, they couldn't do you any damage, really. You know, it would take a long time for you to be killed. So Minstrel's Amulet and this nerf destroyed... well, it didn't destroy the tankability of this class, but of this build of the Druid, but it took a lot of that away, which was needed because it was like, you know, it was godlike, it was ridiculous. So, you know, there's that. So I think this is going to be a much better one. The Ancient Seeds now, you're going to be able to put an entangle on one target, and that is if they are dazed, knocked down, or launched. And, you know, you've got a lot of that, like I said. So where are these skills? Where is this daze or the knockdown coming from? So if we go to the third skill, which is the takedown, so you get the knockdown on the with the smoke scale. So let's just do some damage here quickly, and we'll be able to see the auto attack as he gets knocked down. There you go. And as he attack again, he gets the entangle on him. There's the smoke field. We can just go through that, and we can get some stealth as well, which is even better, you know. So even just from the auto attack on the pet, you can already see that not only do you get a 5 stack of bleeding and a 5 stack of immobilize, we can actually get some stealth on the smoked field as well, and that's already done a lot of damage. You can see the bleeding stacks and everything else. There we go. You can get the nice stealth there, of course, as well, because you're starting it and you end it outside. Not a massive amount of stealth, but it's still pretty nice, you know. It does help. And that's just a little thing of this build, of what the usefulness of it. We don't have much coming out in the form of, you know, a knockdown or anything, or a daze or anything from the other pet, but it does has a lot of burst damage coming from the spike barrage. So we'll just activate that. We're just going to put this over here for a second, but you can see the burst that comes out. Even without any might stacks, like it does some nice damage there. It takes him down almost to 50% HP, of course, and then he's continuing, and then he applies bleeds. So even the damage, burst damage from that. Imagine like with might, maybe we can test that out in a minute. So, the pets. Ranger has some awesome pets. It's not just about CC anymore, or just poison or whatever, you know. It's more about, we got a nice combination of burst damage and some nice, a little bit of Condi, and also the other pet giving us that smoke field and the knockdown, which really does synergize well with the ancient siege bit of this build as well. So, what else are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? Let's talk about the staff very quickly. Okay, so Vine Surge, you can see there, sends forth vines that immobilize enemies and cleanse conditions from allies. We've got Condi removed there as well. So let's just see what happens when we put that ability onto the golem there as well. So again, you know, you can see immobilize, pretty sweet there as well. The conditions we have removed as well is going to be the chill, the obviously cripple, and the immobilize there as well. So it's pretty nice. I'm liking this. The immobilize is pretty good to set up a lot of burst for your team members as well. Forces them to Condi remove, you know. Let's have a look at the other skills now. Sublime Conversion. The pet's just going to go for it now, just to make sure he doesn't do that. We're going to go to the Sublime Conversion. So summon an energy barrier that causes enemy projectiles to heal upon impact. With Dragon Hunters, we've got Lombo at the moment. That's going to be very useful, and anyone else that has projectiles. But also, if you notice, it is also a water field. So if we charge through that, we do like a 1.5k-ish heal as well. You won't see it because I'm not taking damage, but you know, base heal of 1.34k there. So that's pretty nice as well for extra survival, as well as using it in terms of converting those projectiles into healing. I think that's very clever. That's a nice extra kind of ability to bring into PvP. We've got Ancestral Grace, so you become a wisp and you actually have a lot of mobility for this. You know, you get an evade as well, so it's great survivability. And it is actually a blast, so you can pop, for example, the water field, and then you can pop that onto there, you get a blast finisher, and you get mobility. So, you know, you can use that to disengage from fights pretty bloody well, and also to engage on fights if your team are getting a bit screwed, and there's a thief potentially with projectiles and also a Dragon Hunter, for example, or anyone else. You can pop that on point, they get healing, then you just dive into it and immobilize, you dive into it, you blast finish that, and then you can go into Celestial Avatar form, and that really helps in team fights. That's good mobility, that's good healing support, and then there's good Condi remove potential from using either your glyphs or using your Celestial Avatar. So there's a lot of combination skills in this build where you can be very good at 1v1s, you can be very good in team fights, you can be very good in 1v2s for a while at least, until someone comes and backs you up, because that's essentially what you need to do in those 1v1s, or win them quickly. So yeah, it's just got a lot of stuff. This build is great fun as well. It's really, really fun build to play. It'll go quickly over the rest of the utilities. So we've gone for Glyph of Alignment there. We get some nice Condi damage. We get some poison there, as well as the cripple and weakness. We also get the Glyph of Equality. So we've got the daze. So we've got another daze there which comes out. So let's just pop that up and do some damage. And we've got the Entangle there as well as the Condi remove. So, you know, a lot comes out from that. It's very, very useful. Then we have, of course, Signet of Stone. Where would you be without this? It does increase your normal passive toughness for you and your pet, because your pet survival is very important. And then, of course, we take no damage from attacks, of course, as well. What else have we got? We've got the Strength of the Pack. There we go. We get 3 stacks of stability, as well as the Fury and the Swiftness. And we will just quickly... Let's just see if we can set some out here. So, much like the Greatsword for the Mesmer, now if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't have to have the whole channel to get off all your damage. And whether or not it's quicker to do it this way, I talked to a couple of people, and I'm still, I'm not the greatest player in the world. I'm okay. I'm average to good on NG. And I'm doing okay, but Druid, I'm still trying to get all the little tricks. So, there's the kind of cancel casting you can do as well towards the end of the bar to give you an extra damage, to give you extra might stacks a little bit quicker. Again, not 100% sure that I'm correct in what I'm saying about that, but, and I'm not doing it a lot during my games, but, that's just a little bit there with my own personal playing of the build, really, where I need to probably talk to someone about that, like Rom, for example. So he would be the better person to go and ask that kind of question to and watch the play of it. Whereas I will try hard to obviously do that in the next video. But otherwise, you know, the main bulk of the build is here, and hopefully some nice little combinations. Obviously, you know, strength of the pack, we're going to be able to do a lot of damage through as well. So let's do a little bit of a might stacky here. Can't unfortunately focus my pet and also focus the golem. So let's just do some damage. We'll put Spellman on attack there as well. Die, sir. Die. Okie dokie. There we go. So we're not getting any might from our critical hits, obviously, through the strength rune, because we don't have the strength rune. So what we're going to do here now, that would be something, maybe that would be more useful than having Sigil of Intelligence, but it feels like you're going to be able to get a lot of might. So let's just change it to strength anyway, just to show you, I guess, what the possibilities are. I mean, maybe I'll change it back to strength. We never know. Let's just change it back to strength anyway. Okay, so remember, we're getting might from our pet as well. And we can copy through our heal, and we can do a ton of damage in this build, and we can get fury from our greatsword. So we're just going to rely on the strength of the pack for now, I think, as well. We're going to roll with this pet for now as well, just because he's got a lot of burst. So let's just see what we can do here. Let's do that. Let's just auto attack a little bit as well. You know, put some quantities down. Heal. And how many might stacks have we got? Oh, look, we got 25, and that was actually pretty slow compared to what you could probably do. You could do this a lot better than me. You know, you could stack your might. There was probably more might stacks there available, which is why I say that, you know, strength rune probably isn't needed. You can definitely stack it quicker than that. But I'm a noob and a scrub, you know. That's why I'm a caster. I'm joking. But yeah, so you can see how fast you can get 25 stacks of might. That feels like it's definitely the fastest class in getting might stacking. You know, it's kind of ridiculous in a way, but also it feels pretty good. Let's just, you know, hit with the first ability there as well. You can see how quickly maybe I'm getting it just through that. Just try and weapon swap there. There you go. And then we're going to cast the rest of our abilities here as well. Really, we could have just had the other pet, which is going to gain might quicker as well. So we can gain might faster, so that we can switch over this pet here. And let's just go for it. Boom. Putting the smoke field down again. We can just cycle through the sword abilities, get some stuff there as well. Get some fury, with the greatsword. And I wasn't really stacking the might successfully there, but you can still see the potential. The smoke field that comes out is really just trying to show the pet off a little bit more than anything else. So again, you know, you're able to get your avatar form up pretty bloody quickly, which is also very, very nice. And we need to do some extra we need to try and get some extra damage going here. Obviously, we've got Rune of Strength. And let's just see how many might stacks we get there. 16, 17. Again, you know, pretty quick, pretty fast. So let's go into Celestial Avatar form and just show you the abilities in there quickly. The glyphs and the main thing. So heal and remove conditions from nearby allies. And then we've also got break stun. So, you know, we had a daze there. So it's kind of just gone into the opposite there as well. Siege removing conditions. And then we've got the extra heal there. And the rest of the skills that I talked about before. I'll link a wiki about those abilities if you need to know them more. But also, you know, staff is really, really good for building up these Celestial Avatar, because it's through your healing, obviously, and it's through your damage, and the staff is really, really good. Obviously, it's doing a lot of healing, and you're able to put out some damage as well, just by pressing one. Still not too bad, you know. Not a bad amount of damage. But yeah, that is pretty much this build. And I'd like to thank you for watching. Also, make sure you go and check out Ron, because he's really the man to watch for this build. He's a good dude as well, so you should definitely go and follow his channel. Also subscribe as well if you fancy it, as well as going to check out all the other PvP streamers that do have streams up there. Because on Twitch, if you go to Guild Wars 2 and just follow that, you can see different high-end PvP streamers. So I would advise you to go and do that for sure. Otherwise, I've been Jebro. If there's been anything that I have said that is complete crap, or there's a way that you can offer up some further information to people below in the comments, then please do so. I appreciate that this build is also pretty new. Haven't got to play it as much as I would like to, but yeah, there's options. It's a fun build. It's good. It feels like it's going to be something fairly competitive as well at present. But otherwise, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you very soon. Twitter at JebDan. Take it easy, people. More builds coming from Heart of Thorns very soon. Take care.